Mark Lewin and Mr. Fuji. Outside the ring, Tiger Singh from India, and of course King Curtis, the king himself, from Honolulu, Hawaii. Mark Lewin working on the arm of Mr. Fuji, and so is King Curtis over in their own corner. Here comes Tiger Singh. With that cage around the ring, no wrestler can escape. And when they get them into the wire, anything can happen, and probably will. This has been a brutal, brawling match. First ball, of course, as I told you, went to Tiger Singh. But look at that elbow, hammer blow, and that's the equalizing call. The equalizing call goes to King Curtis and Mark Lewin. It's all apiece, and the winner of the third and deciding fall will be declared the winner of the match. It looks like the blood is pouring out of the arm of Mr. Fuji. Tiger Singh is calling the referee over, and it looks like his arm has been very badly injured. Fans are booing. They're asking for permission to have a doctor bandage it up, and it looks like the referee, Tony Marino, is granting them permission to have the arm bandaged. So we will stop film and pick up the action when Mr. Fuji is able to come back into the ring. And here comes Mr. Fuji. His arm has been bandaged up, and Tony Marino is motioning him back into the ring. His back is to us now and to our camera position, but it looks like a very heavy bandage indeed. He must have, looks like it's all splinted up. It looks like it's a split on both sides of the arm. A split, I can't tell exactly from here. Camera angle, Tiger Singh is blocking the view. Well, to use an expression, Mark Lewin and King Curtis are literally out for blood, because the last time King Curtis was really cut up all around the face, and they're really out for revenge. Mr. Fuji holding the injured arm away, and we can see now the splint sticking out of the bandage. It's a board splint sticking outside of the bandage, and he bangs Mark Lewin over the head with the wooden part of the bandage. He knocks King Curtis into the neutral corner, and they're ganging up on King Curtis. Tony Marino, the referee, is giving him a count. And there he goes in again with the bandaged arm, and everything is in, and Tony Marino gives the signal, which means that Tiger Singh and Mr. Fuji are disqualified, and the winner of the match, King Curtis and Mark Lewin. Oh, brother.
Match between two great wrestling stars, and I'm talking about Johnny Weaver and the Destroyer, come to Greenville this coming Monday night. Because, Johnny, I think it's going to be a whale of a battle.
Well, it certainly is, David. I've got a real desire, and I guess every other wrestler has too, to be the man that takes the mask off of the Destroyer. And, of course, he's got a great desire of keeping that on and keeping his identity hid. The match we had a couple weeks ago on television, everybody witnessed. I learned a lot in that match. I learned that the mask can come off, and that he's not immune to pain, that the sleeper hold works on him. And I think the biggest job I'm going to have, and I think you will agree, is keeping him away from the ropes, because he uses the ropes to his advantage. He uses the ropes to abuse the rules and keep that mask on. Now, we had it almost off, at least about half of it off on television. I wouldn't want to remove the mask in that manner. I'd rather remove the mask in a prescribed way, where you pin him 1, 2, 3, his shoulders on the mat, or you make him give up. However, David, if he continues to wrestle with the tactics he had before, then I'll resort to the same thing. And if I have to tear the mask off like we did on television, I'm going to do it. I want to start this new year out with the wrestling fans down here who have supported me for many years in that manner by exposing the Destroyer to all the fans in Greenville area. Now he claims to be an international star. There's some more international stars coming around here who say they wrestled all over the world. Johnny Valentine, for one, I'm speaking of. I'm kind of country boy around here. I haven't been all over the world to wrestle. We've just been around the Carolinas, which I think is a great part of the country, and we're just going to show some of these guys that you don't have to be an international star to be well-liked or be a top wrestler. I think a few world champions came down here and run into the same situation and found out that there was some good wrestlers down here, and Monday night, right here in Greenville, it's going to be my chance to get that mask off one way or another, Destroyer.
Being brought to you by Hagerty Dodge, 3300 West Irving Park Road. My good friend Bill Hagerty out there selling a lot of cars. That's right. And he was #1 in the country, 1988-89, because Bill Hagerty knows how to sell cars and treat the customers right. Well, now, Dick the Bruiser's not treating Stevens right, of course, because Bruiser never looked better. Fans, let me tell you, this was the greats. These were the great matches. In 1972, right here in Chicago, it was the absolute capital of pro wrestling. And you're seeing now some of the great footage that was shot in 1972 of some of the greats. In this particular case, Dick the Bruiser in the fall of 1972 against Ray Thunder Stevens. Ray Thunder Stevens, one of the big names at the time, one half of the world tag team champions of he and Bockwinkel. And here we see Bruiser really at his best. And this particular night, fans, guess what? It was pretty boy Bobby Heenan right there at the ringside in Stevens's corner. That's right, because young Bobby Heenan was the manager of Bockwinkel and Stevens at this time in history in pro wrestling. And these greats travel all over the world. There's Bobby Heenan over there in the corner yelling and screaming. His man was just thrown in there. And let me tell you, Bruiser was rough and tough. He was born in Lafayette, Indiana. He was 6'1". He weighed 265 pounds. But when he played with Green Bay, pal, all you little pals and buddies out there, Bruiser weighed over 320 pounds. He slimmed down, as they say, when he got into the wrestling business. Didn't want to carry all that beef. And here you see Dick the Bruiser, and he was at about 267.5 pounds for this particular match. I want to tell you, Stevens taking punishment here. Ray Thunder Stevens. He started in the business when he was only 15 years old, trained by the great Ed Strangler Lewis. For all you young wrestling fans looking in, I bet you're saying, who was Ed Strangler Lewis? Well, listen, you got to get some books on wrestling. And unfortunately, you don't find too many at the bookstores around Chicago, but let me tell you, go over to the library and read up on some of these great professional wrestlers, and one of them was Strangler Lewis, a legend. Look at Heenan! He took a right chop right to the schnozola, and he's bleeding there, fans, in Chicago. In the fall of 1872, Dick the Bruiser measuring Ray Thunder Stevens. Now he's pounding on pretty boy Bobby Heenan, and Bobby Heenan just took a nice whop.
Go, Danny. Rick, you and Johnny, this is about the wildest match I've ever seen you in. Probably one of the wildest you've ever been in. What do you think about it?
Yes, Don, it's one of the worst matches I've ever been in my life. And really, I don't think that we were done right. And we're going to get them back one way or the other. I don't care if it's in the street, in the alley, or anywhere. We want them booked. We want booked with them just as fast as we can get with them. And if it means out in the street or anywhere, we're going to get them back. This isn't done all the time, you know. We're just
what do you think about it, Johnny?
Well, it's like this. You see what they happened to my brother on that tape when they see it? This ain't the last time. Wherever on the card where they're booked, I don't care if they're in that ring, we're coming in after them. This ain't it.
What do you think now?
If there's any way I can get that man's mask, I don't know who it is, but the next time I'm with him, the people are going to know as long as I'm in there.
In other words, you want to bloody him up just like you've been bloodied up.
That's right, if not worse. Any way I can get back at him, I'm going to do it.
Well, good luck to you, and I hope you get a chance to him right away. But you're cut pretty bad up there. What do you run into, the ring post?
Yes, sir, the ring post and concrete. Like I said, it's not done every night, and it's not going to happen again. I can guarantee you that.
I hope you both wish you both good luck.
That's right, especially that Rick Sanchez for using that chair. Naturally, they don't use that chair, and he come in and use that chair on him. That same thing's going to happen to them when we get them back.
Well, I see that one of you hit Rick Sanchez with a chair because his head's busted up.
Trying to give him just a little bit what happened.
Well, good luck to both of you boys.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Looks like he's just going to pay back Fujian for what they were doing to Gene's arm. He's going right to his left arm.
Well, keep in mind, too, Bob, they don't have that third member of the team with them like they had up until last week that Ole was wearing.
He cut him off from the corner again and up hard to the stem, one of the arm. Well, the wrestling fans are legion around the world, and they have watched the Andersons for these many, many months now. And they have just got to be the top tag team in the world right now, even without that cast.
Well, it is certainly amazing how many tag teams who have adhered strictly to the NWA rules have started adopting some of the tactics of the Andersons.
He's going to put him away. Oh, yeah.
Jack and Jerry Briscoe moving up. Ron Slinker, as you see him out there. Jack Briscoe, former world heavyweight champion. Slinker rolling out of the ring. Jack Briscoe standing there at this time, the referee, and Briscoe watching his man. There you see Rick Oliver. Now it is Jerry Briscoe moving in. Jerry and Jack Briscoe, of course, outstanding athletes. Jerry Briscoe in the blue trunks are up against the ring ropes now. Slinker trying to keep him tied up. Slinker, nationally rated in karate, exceptionally a dangerous competitor. Jerry Briscoe caught him in the pit of the stomach coming off those ropes. But Jack and Jerry Briscoe, of course, have wrestled together since childhood and have an intense concern for each other. Both went to Oklahoma State. Outstanding wrestling teams at Oklahoma State. Great rivalry between Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. In fact, the matter is you'll get as many people to the wrestling matches between those two colleges as you will basically to the football games. They have a great, great turnout. Oklahoma is certainly one of the great wrestling states in the entire United States, having turned out such competitors as Jack and Jerry Briscoe, Danny Hodge, and of course the incomparable Cowboy Bill Watts, to name just a few. But there you see Slinker missing with a wild looping right hand. Jerry Briscoe outside watching carefully. Jack Briscoe continues to work away at Slinker. Slinker caught him that time. A beautiful chop coming off the ropes. Briscoe powers out before the count of three. Briscoe held the World Heavyweight Championship for 2.5 years. Has been a dominant force in professional wrestling for a number of years. Twice NCAA champion, I might add. Both men crashing into each other, and both men in trouble. Oliver reaching out, trying to make that tag. Slinker having troubles, and Briscoe dazed and stunned. The referee in a mutual count here. Jack Briscoe trying to get over. Slinker has made the tag with Oliver. Oliver catches him a hard right arm to the side of the jaw, now into a rear chin lock. Jerry Briscoe obviously very concerned here, but you saw Briscoe bring him up. Takes Oliver back to the canvas now. Jack Briscoe back to his feet, makes the tag with brother Jerry, and Jerry Briscoe moves in. Solid left hands and a right hand that put Oliver back to the canvas. And of course, the tactics that were used during this match, the Briscoes, I feel, were certainly very, very justified. And all of the things that they did do because they had a tremendous problem. There you go, that Oklahoma Bulldog has Slinker to the canvas. The tag is made. Jack Briscoe moves in. Leg grapevine, three-quarter Nelson, and it is all over. And that's the one great thing, of course, about Jack and Jerry Briscoe. They will go back to the basics as often as they can. They have a tremendous basic knowledge of amateur wrestling. They utilize that every opportunity they have, and so you see them disappear from the ring now. A victorious team indeed. Jack and Jerry